Hey, what's up, guys? Tyrone Gregory here, the Peoplepreneur, and we are back again for video number 2 of this series. But before we go on, let's just recap video number 1 real quick, where we explored why you need a website. And of that, one of the two greatest things that really came out of there was the fact that you need one because it increases your credibility as a small business person or self-employed individual, and it also allows you to gain more income having a business there. So in this video number 2, we're going to continue this. So let's go ahead, get to it. Welcome back. Video number 2 of the insanely simple, extremely awesome, most comprehensive guide to building a website or starting a blog for the self-employed. Boom. How about that? So here we are, part 2, video 2. And in this one, we are going to have a discussion around choosing your name. This is something I wish I would have known before I began the online world and building websites and things like that. So I want to make sure that you understand just how important choosing your name is when it comes to building a website. So the question comes, what's in a name? Well, everything. Think about it. As humans, our name is our legacy. It is who we are. It gives us a sense of being. Let's say like Thor. I am Thor, son of Odin. God of thunder and owner of Mjolnir, whatever that hammer name is. But you can see the passion when people say their name, and it also helps us identify with one another. Imagine going into a room or a crowd of people and just saying, "Hey, you!" Either nobody's going to turn around or everybody's going to turn around. So having a name is very needful. It's very important when it comes to you and your website. It is everything, okay? So starting with the first point, your name is your brand. At this point, you have already set yourself up as a viable business. You're adding credibility, but now you are building a brand. Yes, we are getting into branding your name. We're branding your product and your services by giving it a name that is going to match your product or services. Let me give you an example. Here is Baskin Robbins. That name. When you hear the name, you already know what to expect. 31 flavors of ice cream. Even though the name Baskin Robbins does not have the name ice cream in it nowhere, you still know what to expect when you hear that name. Even when you see that logo, you know what it is representative of, okay? Same thing with your name. You are going to build a brand that when it is heard, people will recognize it and know what it stands for. They are going to know what to expect. Let's look at another one. Coca-Cola. When you hear that name, you automatically know what to expect from that company. A consumable beverage that is good, that is refreshing, and is right? That's Coca-Cola. It's their name. When you see it or when you hear it, you automatically are thinking about the products that they offer. Okay? Let's look at one more. Pepsi. Their brand rival. Now, the reason I chose Pepsi is because when we look at brands and names, Coca-Cola and Pepsi, two distinctive separate names. But when you hear each, you automatically are taken to their products and you know what they are. You know the quality of the products. You know the quality of the brand. And even though they both are colas, Coca-Cola, Pepsi Cola, they are the same as far as products go. People will have fights over Coke versus Pepsi. It's truly amazing. I don't drink neither, but I'm just saying Coke versus Pepsi will cause people to fight. But that's the power of a name. So when we say what's in a name and everything, it is true. There is everything in a name. So you must be mindful of that when choosing a name for your website. Okay. Another reason you want to choose a good name for a website, as we kind of just discussed, is because it sets the tone for the experience. Consider a name like Megadeth Dark Lord Desert Vader.com. What kind of images do you think, or what kind of experience is potential customers thinking they're getting ready to have? And trust me, your customers are going to have an experience. It's either going to be a horribly wrong experience or an extremely awesome experience. But having a name sets the tone, because if you have that Mega Death Lord Desert Vader name as your website, but then when they go there and they see pictures of little chicklets and cute little bunnies, they're going to be confused. And they're going to be like, what is this? That is not what I wanted to see. I wanted to see fire and brimstone and Trojan warriors with flames coming out of their eyes. You know, that's what they were expecting. You have to choose a name that is going to set the tone and experience for what your product and service is offering. Okay? All right, moving on. Here we are. Be mindful of SEO when choosing a name. SEO stands for search engine optimization. This is how you rank when people are searching for things on Google, Yahoo, or Bing. Will you come up on the first page, or will they have to keep scrolling 10 pages down the line to find you? Now, real quick, SEO is a huge discussion and topic within itself. I'm not going to touch a lot on SEO here. This is going to be real brief. But if you were like me, and you're just starting, when I first started out in this online thing, it was like SEO. I thought it was somebody's name. I thought it was pronounced CO. I thought it was a gentleman, and I was searching like, who is CO? Why is everybody talking about him? That was my ignorance. So my little embarrassing story or whatever. But I am going to suggest that you do, especially if you're not familiar with search engine optimization, do some research first, okay? There are a couple of websites that I want to recommend to you. The first one is Moz.com. That's MOZ.com. This is the path that I took when I wanted to find out about SEO and the importance of it and all of the elements in SEO. I started here with Moz.com, and you can see on their website, right there at the menu, it says Learn SEO. And those are very free tutorials, very informative free tutorials, right? And they have a blog. There's a lot of things you can do with Moz.com. I would highly suggest you start there. Another website that I would recommend highly that you visit is Backlinko.com. And the owner of this site is Brian Dean. Very informational, very detailed, but even though it's a lot to consume, he makes it easy to consume, very digestible, breaks it down into common sense. He gives you a lot of free, and I mean absolutely free information. You can see he's been featured on various influencer sites, and that's because his information is good. He gives, like, I think he has the SEO backlink strategy to 2017. I can go on for about this guy here, but I'm going to let you do the research yourself. But definitely Moz, Backlinko.com. Check those two sites out, especially if you're just beginning with SEO, so you can get an understanding and use that understanding when strategically developing a name for your website, okay? Because when it comes to SEO, there is a lot. As you can see here in this picture, there's a lot of things that go on with SEO. But when we're talking about your name, the one thing that I want you to focus on is this: the description. Your name is going to describe your business, your product, your services. Keep that in mind. Again, I wish somebody would have told me that when I first started out, because my website action from square one is not too SEO friendly, but it is now my brand. I am now building it. But if I had to do it over again, I definitely would have chose something completely different. But now that I'm building niche sites, I am a lot more specific and SEO friendly. So don't make the mistake I did. Do some research first, okay? Also, when it comes to being mindful of SEO, when we're talking about doing research, what I'm specifically referring to are keywords, okay? And again, this is something that's dealing with SEO. It's an SEO tactic. Your keywords are highly important, but very important when it comes to choosing your name, because I think there are three types. Yes, there are three types of keywords. You have the generic keyword, you have the broad keyword, and then you also have the long tail keywords. And let me kind of give a breakdown of each. The generic keyword, let's use an example. Say if I was searching digital camera. If your website or your domain name had digital camera in it, I would be amongst those that would possibly come up when people search for digital camera. But then that is a generic keyword, meaning that millions of people most likely have that keyword somewhere in their name or description. So I may not be that easy to find. The broader keyword would be Nikon digital camera. Well, now I've just added an extra word to it, but now I've also narrowed it down to a specific type. So when searching for Nikon digital camera, I would be, and if that was in my name, then I would be pushed more towards the top. And then you have long tail keywords. Using the same example, if I said digital camera, then Nikon be broad. A long tail keyword would probably be like aperture setting, Nikon digital camera. Now I've drilled down so specific that when people are searching for these, I am more than likely to show up on the front page of the rankings. But the thing of it is, I don't want you to use long tail keywords or maybe not even broad keywords when you're searching for your name. General keywords work because this is going to be part of an entire SEO strategy, but you do want to put your keyword somewhere in your name of your URL if you can. So, and when it comes to keywords, there's a lot of tools out there you can use to find out which words are ranking in your industry. Here we see, I just went into Google, I typed in keywords, and you can see what comes up. According to Google, there's over 913 million results that come up to keywords. But let's look at the first page. Google themselves obviously has a keyword research tool under the Google AdWords Planner. It's 100% free. You go in there, you sign up for an account. As a matter of fact, as long as you have a Gmail or a Google account already, you use that information, you sign in, you're good to go. The second one that comes under is keywordtool.io. I've heard that. I've heard a lot of SEO influencers mention that. I have personally never used it. I haven't clicked on it, but from what I heard, it's wonderful. And look, there's Moz. There's number 3. They are number 3 in the ranking, Moz.com, because they are the experts when it comes to keyword research. And you can see, again, multiple tools. Go on there, get familiar with it, use a tool that you're comfortable with, and even look down at the very bottom. The very last link there is a keyword research tool. There's the guide I was talking about from Backlinko. Again, go there, do your research, find the tool, because it'd be good. Say, for instance, if you were teaching yoga, then, you might want to have the word yoga inside of your URL. Okay. Just, I know that was an oversimplified example, but you kind of get the idea. You want the word that people are searching for to be in your URL, especially if it makes sense. You don't want trending words that are coming and going. That's why I said a general word that is going to be very specific to your business or your product. Okay. So also, when it comes to being mindful of SEO. Make your name easy to remember. Yes, easy to remember. A lot of times you're talking to people in passing, you're talking to people just out in public in general, and you want to be like, hey, go check out my website. But what if your website was this? Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. You know, if you tell somebody, yeah, that's my website, go check it out, I'm not quite sure just how much traffic you would get with that website name. So yeah, think about it. I can't even say the name without looking at it. Yes, it's a very popular name for Mary Poppins back in the day, but having that is going to be a very difficult thing to remember, or they actually might just remember because they were shocked that such a name existed. But I'm saying you do not want to have an overcomplicated name. Even if it's keyword rich, you don't want to overdo it. Make sure that it makes sense. Here's one: smartmoneydriver.com. Okay. Keyword rich, smart money driver. 3 words. Shameless plug, by the way. That was a niche site that I was working on. Anyway, but you kind of get the point. Keep it simple. No supercalifragilistic. Again, I can't even say it if it's not there. Keep the name simple to remember. Smartmoneydriver.com. People can remember that. It's easy. It's very just, oh yeah, okay, I can do that. Easy to spell, easy to remember. So that's what you want to think about when choosing a name and keeping it easy to remember. Another thing, being mindful, still on the SEO, a lot of things to be mindful of when it comes to SEO. Watch your character count, meaning the length. Well, I can't say the length. I will say the length of your domain name or the name you choose to go in there. Because if it's too long of a name, it'd be kind of difficult to remember. And, when people get trying to type it in, they may give up and be like, well, you know what? I'll go find something easier to remember. So going back to our original example, our supercalifragilisticexpialidocious name. This one here is 34 characters long. And I read somewhere, and I think it was on the Moz.com website, that says, as long as it's under 100 characters, for SEO purposes, you'll be okay. Now, I cannot for the life of me imagine a name that's 100 characters long. So for my rule of thumb, I say keep it anywhere between 5 to 50. That right there should be good enough, because you can see just how long this is at 34 characters. But here's another name, right? Learn how to make money in your sleep.com. Now, this one here is 30 characters long, just 4 characters short of the supercalifragilistic something of the rather. So not that much of a difference, but which one do you think would be easier to remember? The supercalifragilistic one, or learn how to make money in your sleep.com? Obviously that one. Why? One, it sounds easy. The spelling is easy. And look at the keyword richness of it. Learn how to. That's a keyword. A lot of people are searching how to do something at this moment. People want to make money. So making money is a keyword that is in there. And guess what? They want to do it in their sleep. Duh, I do. That is in there. So notice how it's keyword rich. It makes sense. It's easy, and it's within character range. That's what you want to do when choosing your name and being mindful of SEO. All right. So moving on. So when it comes to choosing a name, I know it can be difficult. It can almost become a stressful situation, but let me give you a couple of tips. So one major tip to do when choosing a name: send out a survey. Get a few names out there already, choose a few ones, and then send out a survey to your already existing audience, meaning people that you're already doing business with, people that you're already networking with, either via social media, in person, whatever. If you already have an existing audience, ask them like, hey, I'm building a website for us or for you guys, and I have a couple of names in mind. What do you think? Here they are. I do it all the time for my niche sites, and I get a lot of good feedback. And I just enjoy people tell me why they like the name, why it resonates with them. So surveys work when it comes to asking or getting help when choosing a name. Another option would be to ask your professional network. Again, LinkedIn, your Chamber of Commerce, if you're in a mastermind group, whatever, your peers who are professional, ask them. Why? Because they are professionals. Maybe they already have a website. Maybe they've already been through the name choosing process and they've had some ups and downs, and they can share with you their best practices. A professional network is a good place to start. But whatever you do when it comes to choosing a name, because it can be overwhelming, do not end up like this lady here. Do not have steam coming out your ears when it comes to choosing a name. Simply choose 1 to 3, and then from those 3, choose the one that when you say it, you feel it deep in your soul. You feel them butterflies, that great feeling right here in the center of your body. When you get that feeling for the website, that's the name you go with, people. Don't be stressed. Don't make it difficult. Just do it. Okay? Now, in this one here, choosing variations. And I'm only going to say this here. Do this only if you can afford to. I repeat, this is not something that's mandatory. This is not something that must be done. This is optional. Do it if you can afford to, because variations are just other ways to help people find you, because the web is worldwide. Millions upon millions of people are on it. They are using it. They are building websites daily. So if you can choose, or you can afford to choose variations of your site to make finding you easier, do so. Okay. Because as we know, we have .com, .net, .info, .biz, and so many more. You know, when you go find your hosting and you type in a name, they give you the options. Do you want this ending? Do you want this ending? And you can buy them all and all. I mean, again, only if you can afford to. Another type of variation is in the name itself. Now, I would highly recommend maybe buying a different variation if your name has sounds that can be misconstrued. For example, learntomakemoney.com, okay, versus learn2makemoney.com. Even though verbally they sound the same, learntomakemoney.com. Somebody may they may hear it from somebody else. They may hear it on a podcast. They may hear it in listening to some social chatter. And they're like, I'm curious. Let me go to learntomakemoney.com and see what it's about. And your website is this one. And so they go learntomakemoney.com. But then instead of the TO, they type in the 2. And now that takes them somewhere completely different. And so you just missed out on an opportunity. So if once you've concluded your research and you have a name that sounds the same, even though it can be spelled different, at that point, I would suggest maybe setting aside a little extra funding to purchase that variation. And there you have it, my guys. Choosing a name. We just went through a lot of information why choosing a name is very important. So please, 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 before you just jump up like I did and choose the first name that sounds emotionally good, like, oh, I know people are going to love this name, Do your research first. Make sure it includes some keywords. Make sure it's easy to remember. Watch the character count. Do all of those things so that when you finally choose your domain name, the name that is going to be your brand, that is going to add credibility to your product, service, and you as an individual, you want to make sure that it is a smart, specific name that is going to be SEO friendly and be able to make sure that you get in the rankings when it comes to these search engine results. All right, and that's it for this video here. Again, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Feel free to shoot me an email, hit me up on social media. Twitter, Facebook is probably the most common. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button so you continue to get videos like these, which is going to help you be successful in the way that you want to be. We still have more videos to go. Let's go ahead. Make sure you watch, I think number 3, obviously number 3 is next. So let's get to that and I will see you there.